Hello. This is a question that came up before, but I didn't really answer it too much, but I've been asked it once again. This is not part of the series. This will just be a video about a subject. I need a haircut. I wish it would grow like this up here. But anyway, this is about, am I hungry? Do I get hungry? Yes. Am I always hungry? Not always, but I always have a little bit of hunger. A little bit of hunger. And Some people will ask me about this process. Is it a pain-free process? And it is basically pain-free. They talk about in medical procedures, a lot of times they'll say, well, this is basically or virtually a pain-free or low pain, mostly painless procedure that they do. The removal of something, maybe little stitches or something. You know, they give you a shot and they numb something and they do surgery. But people have asked me, do I get hungry? Yes. Yes, I do. Do I get cravings? Yes, I get cravings for foods that I like to eat. And what I do about that, I just don't do it. If you listen to the channel, you'll see me say a lot of times, like, could I do this? Yes. Did I do this? No. And that's basically where I am when it comes to eating food. Food is like a tool. You know, you have to have food to run the machine. You know, you have to have food. You have to get out there and eat some food so you can have the energy to do some things, to move, to wake up, to live. You know, you have to have food. Food is one thing you cannot do without. Other things that you do that you may abuse, you can do without. If they say, David, we don't want you to take any more heroin, for example, that is probably something that I should cut out totally. I don't use heroin, but that's just an example. It could be alcohol, it could be whatever, meth, whatever other demons people struggle with. Those are some of the things we can just totally eliminate if it's possible, if we're able to, if we're strong enough, if we find a way to do that. We could just stop doing it altogether. You can't just stop eating. You can't stop eating and drinking water. So yes, I get hungry. Yes, even when I lost all the weight, when I went from just thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands of calories down to about 900 calories a day when I was in the hospital. I think that's what it was, about 900. They had to get everything down so the medicines would work well, because I almost lost my leg. There was in other videos back that way. I had a bone infection in my toe, and I almost lost my leg, so I had to be hospitalized. I had to go to the hospital, you know. I don't like going to the hospital, but I had to. I had to go to the hospital. I had to do that. So I had to stop doing that. I was very hungry. In fact, they bring me the food and the little butter packages that they would give you to put on your food or whatever. I would kind of lick it out like, and eat all of that. Low carb. It was a very low carb, very low amount of calories. Now I'm allowed to eat more calories if I want. It's just the carbs. So am I hungry? Yes. When I went from all those calories down to what is considered a good amount of calories, a good amount of carbs, I'm hungry. Yeah. Is it pain-free? It doesn't hurt. It's just, you, like I talked about the pain-free thing, that was just an example. But people don't want to start this because they say, it's uncomfortable. I have to do things I don't want to do. And I believe, like I said, this is a channel about myself, but I believe if you do this too, you're going to find the same thing to be true. People say, hey, let's go out and do this. And you can go out and do the thing, but you can't eat the stuff. You know, like people say, hey, let's go bowling and we'll get a pizza and beer and have some popcorn or whatever. No, I can't do all that stuff. But I can do the bowling. You know, I can get iced tea versus the beer. You know, maybe they have something healthy. Maybe I can get a lettuce wrapped hamburger, for example. Or maybe they have some very low carbs. I can eat a small amount of something. And yeah, it's tough, and it may be tough for you. I think it probably will be. Like I said, I only know about myself. I think this is going to be tough for you. If you're very overweight and you want to not be very overweight, it could cause you some uncomfort, discomfort, I guess the word discomfort at first, getting used to it. Do I have hunger pains in my stomach or I can't sleep? No, nothing like that. But there's times I say, well, I really want to go have this. And sometimes you do. Sometimes you will have it. If it's your birthday, if it's Christmas, if you take your mom out for Mother's Day, you may find that you have to eat more food, calories-wise, or more carbs, or whatever, more fat, more cholesterol, whatever it is you're trying to to work out of your diet for me is mostly carbs. And that's tough. It's tough. And you have to do that, or at least I'm saying you, but I or people for the most part have to do this. You have to find a way to do that. And you're going to get hungry, probably. I do get hungry. I drink water. I drink a lot of water, try to curb that as well. And I try to snack. So what I do is I try 3 small meals and maybe 2 snacks, trying to maintain how much carbs I take in, how much calories, whatever. And I find that works better. If you have a big breakfast, let's say, and then you say, oh man, I'm so hungry, I can't wait till lunch, I can't wait till I have a big lunch, and then dinner at, let's say, 7. Well, what happens if you don't go to bed till 11? You have 4 hours of snacking or whatever it is, at snack time, that you have to not have anything because you consumed all your calories, all your fat, all your carbs, whatever, in those 3 meals. So what I try to do is I try 3 small meals. And I talked about it before, about what can I eat, what I can't eat. If you look into the playlist, there's a lot of playlists on here. You can find out things I did for eating, the way I kind of adapt, modify other things I used to eat to make them more healthy. There's carb-free this, not carb-free, low carb options to some things, low carb, like sometimes I'll just eat something open faced, or before I'd have a sandwich. Sometimes I'll have a quesadilla, and I'll have that with a low carb tortilla. I use 2 full carb tortillas, and I put 1 down, I put a bunch of cheese, and put 1 on top. Now I just use a low carb one, and I only use 1 tortilla. So I mean half the amount of the tortillas, plus they're low carb. And the way I determine my carbs is basically just the carbs. So I really use like a net carb. They'll take the total carbs minus fiber equals their carbs. I just take the carb number. That's the number I deal with, just the carb number. I don't really do the subtraction to make it go down, to make it better for me. So that was a question I've been asked. I've been asked that quite a few times. It must be something that people have been concerned with or thinking about or whatever. Do I get hungry? Yes, I get hungry. I do get hungry. I can't say, hey, this is great. This is what I did, and if you want to copy what I did, you're never gonna be hungry. No, I can't say that. You probably will be hungry. So people have asked me that. It's not like something like maybe jumping out of an airplane. You're standing on the edge of the plane, looking down. And you say, is it gonna be scary? Yes, it's gonna be scary. This is something that's gonna happen. It's nothing to be afraid of. To be a little bit hungry. I'm not starving. When I first was doing this thing, I kind of went a little too hardcore on the exercise and the once I was allowed to exercise after getting out of the hospital, I was doing everything I could to exercise. Jump up and walk in place. Like, I've been on here for 7 minutes and 55 seconds right now. I'd be just about ready to stand up and walk in place for 2 minutes. Now what I do is, like, every 20 minutes, I'll walk 2 minutes. So if I'm on the computer, I got to do a bunch of stuff. 20 minutes, hop up. 2 minutes, hop back down. 20 minutes, hop up. And sometimes I'll forget. Oh man, I forgot. I'll do 3 minutes or whatever. But I was doing everything to the extreme, and the doctor thought maybe I was starving myself. And I think what she meant is I'm only doing one thing. So if I lost all that weight only with diet, that would probably be bad. But I was doing exercising as well, because a lot of people will say what you need to do to lose weight is to eat less and exercise more. Well, that may not be the case for you. It really wasn't the case for me. I didn't have to eat less. I had to eat better, and I had to exercise more. I did have to exercise more, and not necessarily exercise more, but exercise better. If I go to the gym and I just work out with weights, that's probably not going to do it for me. I'm going to have to do aerobic style exercises. I don't like sitting for exercise. I don't sit on a stationary bike. I will ride a regular bike. I have a 1970s racing bike, probably early 1980 racing bike out in the garage, and I like to ride that. But you get the hills, and you get this, you get the straightaways, you go real fast and really up and down, whatever, and it works your body. But if you're just sitting on a bike, to me, it's just not that effective because my body's sitting down. One thing is, if you are heavy, your body will use, you have to move that extra weight. It's almost like weightlifting just by walking, because your legs are too heavy, your stomach's too heavy, your upper core is too heavy, everything's too heavy. And it works that way. So do I get hungry? Yes. What do I do about it? Usually I just will try to snack. Sometimes I will do something like this. Like, I'll have peanut butter here. And not to endorse this brand, but I'll have peanut butter and have a spoon. Like, if you watch Ted Lasso, you see he does the 2 scoops of peanut butter out. I gotta get some eat. And then so if I go in the kitchen, I'm gonna eat too much. So just whoop, maybe take 2 tablespoons, a little less than 2 tablespoons, and that'll be it. That'll be a snack. So for snacking, I can do one on snacking. A lot of times I'll snack Sometimes I'll just maybe get a couple of pieces of ham and like some like a, you know, those square cheddar cheese. Take a quarter of that, roll up 2 pieces of ham and eat that. That's a snack. So it's not big snacks. It's not like, you know, 2 donuts and a large glass of milk and or something like that. It's not a snack like a milkshake. It's not a snack like a peanut butter cups or something like that. It's got to be done right. Like I said before, I'm not smart enough or organized enough to be sick, to be that unhealthy, so I try to do that, to do what I can. So anyway, everybody have a great day. It is now Sunday afternoon. I'll probably go ahead and publish this tomorrow. Have a great day.